Welcome to MacroCode. If you are new to this channel, consider subscribing. So today we are going to proceed with our help desk management system. So as you can see, we have the dashboard. So this is the number of tickets per status. We have the pie chart and the bar graph. We have the ticket priorities, and we also have the tickets details down here. So you can see we have the numbers, the title, description, priority status, created by, created on, and the number of comments. Then we have the comments details. So on this other side, you have the recent tickets, and you are actually adding now the filters. We have the closed by, priority, assigned tickets. We also have this resolved tickets, closed tickets, ticket comments. So on our previous video, we were actually doing the filters. So we were adding the filters on all our sections. So you can see here we have the ticket categories. You can search by the category code, the category name, and even the user. Then you have the ticket subcategory. You have the subcategory code, subcategory name, the category name, and even the created by. Then you also have the audit trails. So here also, I think we added the, you can see the action. We have the module, the affected table, the affected columns, and even the created by. Then under error logs, I think we had seen this. So here we are able just to see the errors and also detect some of the errors that users are actually getting them. Then you have the system users. So here you can see we have this role, the first name, middle name, last name, phone number, and email. Then you have the system codes. So this is where we had reached. So we are going to proceed from here, and we are going to add actually the filters for all our application areas. So if you just proceed here, go to our users. So you'll realize that we had these particular options for filters. So we can actually borrow these section for filtering. Then we go to system codes. So under system codes, then we're going to add that here. So under system codes, remember that we are changing the models to ensure that we are actually pulling this from our view model. So we can also change the title. So this is system codes. Then we are going to create now a view model for our application. So I'll just create here a view model. So here, then we can call this system code view model. So I think we have it. So if you come here, you'll realize that you have the system code view model. So this is the view model. And if you go back and in our application and check the model, so let's just check our model. So this is how our model looks like. So we can also borrow the user activity. So here we can import, we can actually inherit this. Then the next thing is we need to have a list of system codes here. So I'll just do a list. Then we can have system codes. Then we are going to call these system codes. So then you can say get set. So that is our list. Now we need to change how this works, and we can actually modify our system codes controller, and we add our view model now here. So instead of doing system codes, here we can do VM, then we say system codes. Then we are going to return our VM here. Then the only thing we need now to change is our index page for system codes. We now change the IEnumerable to helpdesk.view models. Then we just put the view model there. Then now here we are filtering based on the columns that we have here. So you can do code, description, and created by. So I'll just do here code. And these are now input fields. So I'll just do here. So these are, so you can do this. Sorry, we can do that. Then you can say this is code. This is also code. And this is description. And you can do here description. Then the next thing is we can have the user. So created by, you can actually borrow from tickets. So we have this created by. So this one. So we are going to borrow some of the details here. So guys, if you are new to this channel and you're watching our videos and you've not subscribed, we notice 90% of you guys are watching our videos and you have not subscribed. So if you're one of them, please consider subscribing, and that we will really appreciate. So this is now how it looks. You have the code, description, created by, and select user. Then you realize that here we are having model, so we need to do model.system codes. So then we will be now having the list of items here. Then if you check on the tickets now on the use system codes, we need to have created by user here. So, and how do we do that? We can actually borrow what we have and tickets. So we need the created by. So, and we can copy this here. So then we have it on our controller, which is system codes, and the index action. So we need to have that here. So if you do that, then we'll be having the created by, and we can actually filter our system codes using the created by. So then the next thing we can also do is we can also add that on the system code details. So we can borrow this. So we are going to add filters to all our modules. So we can do that. Then remember, we don't have the view model. So remember, you can actually check here if you have the view model. If you don't have it, then you need to create one. So I'll just create my view model. So then I'll borrow some of the items from the model. So if you go back to the system code, so I'll just go back here, go to definition, and I'm going to borrow this. Then I'll have it on my view model. So my view model is called system code detail. So I'll just paste that. You can see I've borrowed the user activity. We have the code, and you can actually decorate this here. You say the script display name, then I can say system codes. I can also do here display name, description. Can do here also display name. I can do display name, order number. Then we can do here display name, system code. So you can say this is code. Then the other one is a system code. Then we can now change. We need to add something here. So we need to add our list. So I'll just do string. This list, not a string, sorry. So I'll just do list. Then system code detail. Then we need to have our system code. So that will be system code details. Then we need to have get set. So then this one, if you go to our index for the system code details, I'll just change this to have our view model. So we'll be having this. So if you come here, we'll just add it here on index. Then you do VM. Then here I'll just change this to VM dot system code details. Then we'll return here our VM. Then if you go to our system code details, we are now going to change these to enumerable view models. Then you can have this. We remove that. Then you can say this is system codes, system code details. Then here we can do description code and selected by user. Then another thing on system code details, you can actually filter based on the system code. So you can do here. You can do here also system. So you can do system code ID. So if you do system code ID, you're going to filter based on the system codes. So I'll just add that, and you can say here select system code. So if we do that, then we'll need an option for system code details. So remember down here, we need to do dot. We need to do dot system code details. So then for the system code details, we'll need to get the list for system code ID. So we are going to copy this, and you can add it now on our index page. We need it here, and we also need the one for users. So I'm going to copy this as well, and we add it. That is the view bag. So once we have those two, then we've added now the options for filtering, that is for the system code details and system code. So let's check how the app looks like. So if you're new to this channel and you've not subscribed, please consider subscribing, like our video, comment down below. And in case you need us to do something on this channel, you can always share down below and we'll always do that. And if you feel you need to buy us coffee, you can always buy us coffee using the link down below, which actually goes a long way in ensuring that we provide more content to you guys. So if we just go to system codes, you realize that we now have the code, the description, select user, and then we have the system codes. So you can actually filter based on these codes, and you have the buttons. Then for the system codes as well, we do the same. We have the system code and even the created by user. Then you can do the same for the roles. So let's just go to the roles section. So we are going to the roles, then under system roles, where is it? Under roles, under index, we also need to do that. So here we can say these are roles. So here I'll also borrow what we have under system code details. We go to roles, then I'll just paste this here. So remember also we have a model. So this one is the model. Do we even need filtering on roles? So I don't think so. So if we just check on our app, we realize that we have few details here. We also have, I think we can add only on the tasks and the profile, but most of our modules we've added the filters. But now these filters, I think we have not implemented something. If you come to recent tickets, you'll realize that if I just say here, I want ticket based on resolve and filter, you will see it is actually giving me the filters. And you can also combine based on the urgency. So if we say urgent ticket, should actually give me these two based on resolve status. So if I select, then you'll realize that that is what is happening. So same case to assign. So if you just come here and you say assigned, it should actually give you that. And if we say escalated, it should not be able to give you anything. Then resolved, the same case, closed. So now for the ticket comments, we need to, if we select here Jacob or James, created by, do you have that guy called Jacob? We can actually search here. Jacob Mwangi. So if we search, you realize that it is not, does it give us all the results? Yes. So you realize that it is actually doing so you can also check the description. If we search by the description, you see it is giving us the description and the created by user. So the ticket comments is working. For the ticket categories, let's do here Jacob as well. Jacob, if we search, it is actually giving us the categories. Let's search by the category code. So the category code is not working. So let's just go to our controller. So how do we effect those changes to our controller for the ticket categories? So if you come here under index, you realize that this is the data and you have not done any filtering. So let's just see what we did under the comment section. So you'll see that we've been actually checking if something has been done, then we do the filters. So let me just copy this and take you to ticket category. So here we'll just do as queryable. Then this one we don't need to do, so you can actually leave it as a wait. So this one is so we can do here variable. So you can say variable ticket categories. Then I'll say down here. So down here we can do, we are checking if our VM is not null, then we need to check if we have anything on the code. Then you can say our ticket categories is equals to ticket categories dot where the code dot contains that particular code. Also, you can check the created by. So you'll just do here ticket categories where created by is that. And also you can check if the name is not so you can say here name. If the name is not null, then you can say here dot name is equals to name. Then down here now, after you've done the filters, we can now assign our VM dot ticket categories. Then you can say equals to ticket categories, then to list async. So you can do that. And here now we'll need to do here await. So if you do that, then we'll get all the details. So same case to, so we can actually do the same case to all the other areas. So for example, the ticket system codes under index action. So we need to do the filters. So here we can do as, so we can copy this, can say variable system codes, and here these we don't need this. You can say here as queryable, and also we need to check here. So here we need to now say if system codes equals to the system codes dot where code contains that. We check even the created by. We also check the description. So here we'll say system codes where description equals to description. And then down here we just now do VM dot system codes equals to await. Then we now take this and we do here to list async. So if we do that, then we have our app running. So we can do the same thing for our subcategories. So subcategories, there we go. So I'm going to do the filters, and you're also checking if we don't have anything here. So here we'll just do variable, sorry. Then I'll just do ticket categories, and I can do here as queryable, and I can remove this. Then we can now do ticket categories equals to ticket categories dot ticket categories created by as well. Then you also have, let's just check on our VM what other property do we have. We have the name. So you can say here ticket subcategories, here should be the name. You can check the name if it has been supplied. And also remember we were doing the ticket sub categories. So if we say here, if VM dot ticket category, we say, where is it? Category ID is greater than 0. So if we do that, if that is greater than 0, then we need to say where category ID equals to VM dot category ID if you filter based on the category. Then after that, then you need to say here, now we have our VM dot categories. Ticket categories will be equals to await that one, then to list async. Then we close that. So that will be doing our filters, and you should now be able to do that. So the same case here, you can do it under the system code details. So if you come back to system code details, then you can actually do the filtering here. So what I'll need to do is just to do here variable, then I do system code details. This is awaited, and you can do here as queryable. Then you can do system code details. We pass that, and also you can do that. You can filter them here, and also here you can say description. You filter this as well. Then you can have the description here. This is the description. Then you can also have the system code ID. So if we selected based on the system code, we can also filter the data based on the system code ID. So I'll just do system code ID. So if we do that, then we can now assign our VM dot system code details, then equals to await. Then we can do here system code dot to list async. So if we do that, then we will be having all our data. Then I don't know if we yes, you've done the system codes, you've done the comments, you've also done the ticket categories. So if we relaunch our app now, we should now be able to do filters and apply some filters to our application. So that is how you do the filtering. So if you are new to this channel and you have not watched most of our videos, please consider watching our help desk management system series, and we should be able to get some of the insights that you've been doing. So if you go to system codes here, and you can actually select, you can search by educational level. So if you click on filter, you'll realize that it is actually filtering based on that. So if you remove this and click filter, it should actually get back to all the list. So if you select here, if you take here priority and filter, we have the priority. Same case to system codes. If I do assigned, then filter, you'll see I have my filters here. But assuming I also want to filter based on certain codes, for example, marital status, I'll just come here and say I want marital statuses. And if I select, you'll realize that I now have marital status and they are divorced, married, and single. I can select also, for example, gender and filter. You see I have male, female, and that is how you do the filtering. So that is how I wanted to show you guys how you do the filtering on the application. And if in case you are new to this channel and you're watching most of our videos, you can consider subscribing, like our video, and in case you need to buy us coffee, you can consider buying us coffee using the link down below. So that is it for today, and see you in our next episode. Bye.